So this will work right here. I'm going to go ahead while we're still nicely hidden. Take a quick break, and we will return in like maybe 5 minutes. Hopefully less if we can. It depends on how things go. I'm going to try and keep this as quick as possible. So please bear with us. If you need something to drink or something to eat, now is a great time to do that, and we will be back in just a few. Thank you for joining us so far, and we'll see you very shortly. They've walked you through horizons and run through the lattice and through for honor. This summer, one man, one horde, one motorcycle. Many, many locations with an open world map. And one very large arsenal. When the dust settles at the end of the day, who will remain standing? Will it be Deacon St. John? Or those he stands against? Find out for yourself at twitch.tv/wildwolfgaming1. Stay wild, everyone. In the video game streaming system, the viewers are represented by two distinct groups: the gamers who provide walkthroughs and compete for wins, and the entertainers who provide nonsense and fun. These are the games of the Insomnia Squad. Doink Doink by Mike Post. Come to twitch.tv/awolvesdengames and click the follow button. That way you will be notified of further games by the Insomnia Squad. bear with us, folks. We are trying to get things finished as quickly as possible. We will be returning in just a couple of moments. Thank you for your time. I took a bit longer than intended, and I apologize for that. Thank you for the angry cat, Carl. Good thing I muted first. Thank you for sticking around, folks. Again, I do apologize for taking a little longer than intended. Things were. It's kind of difficult trying to get a bunch of things done in the middle of stuff, and then also needing to be on stream at the same time. So, um, hopefully, things will work out a little bit better. There we go. Dag nabbit. Usually during break, I also have a tendency to check just real quick, like emails and things like that while we're. So it closes down the Skyrim window, and then I have to reopen it and all that. So that's why that was a little more than intended. Oh yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Because we're just randomly wandering through, aren't we? Let's grab these for CAD. Caduceus Clay. That's his last name. Caduceus Clay. He's played by Taliesin Jaffe, who has been in films such as Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton, who some folks may remember as Batman for a little while. What am I willing to just drop? Not the wolf pelts, those stay with me. Don't need those. He was also in a movie called Explorers from the 80s, which had Taliesin Jaffe playing the little brother of River Phoenix. So yeah, some of the folks that show up on things like Critical Role are particularly interesting once you start looking into their backgrounds and their histories. And I just did it again, didn't I? Yep, and I'm back to using those Forsworn arrows. I need better arrows. So, let's see. Let's look for something of some proper weight here. Like that. We don't need a shovel. Don't need the book. I mean, that should be... Oh, don't really need that. Especially with the weight that it has. Okay, there's something else. This direction. I don't need the Falmer sword either. I should have more orcish arrows because I had picked up more, hadn't I? Oh, I guess I've used them all. Huh. Okay, then if that's going to be the way things are going, and I put not away. Well, never mind then. Something was over here. Up there?
Who's there?
Take that. And that. Whoops. Wait, what? Oh, 'cause she brought him back, didn't she? Taking the arrows. Okay, that was all of that. Take the money. Right, that's the way we came in, right? And I'm not seeing any other... Was that it? I'm not seeing anything in here. Huh. And it doesn't look like there's anything in this particular location either. Huh. A warhammer. Is there a particular location in here that it should be found? 'Cause oh, maybe that's it. The iron war axe? No, that doesn't sound right. 14. No, I'm not picking up something of 14 pounds. I don't really need that either. I'll keep an eye out for it. I mean, I can always come back. I'm in no... The long hammer. Is that it? Nice. I'm assuming that's the one that you were referring to. Am I drinking a bunch of random potions for pretty much no reason? Yes, yes I am. Mostly because a lot of these I end up not using at all, and they just take up spots. Usually it's things like that. Or the Magicka ones. Still need to drop like 6 more pounds. What do we have for food? I'm not dropping those. I'm more willing to drop like petty soul gems. No, wolf pelts stay. Mostly because I've got plenty of soul gems all over the place, and I'm not really all that worried about it. I can always get more ore. If I really have to, I can go try and find some and as well. I know it was a bad joke. It was kind of the point. Hey, I got one of them orcish arrows back. So at least there's that came out of it. I got some of my better arrows back, but I'm gonna have to seriously buy some more or something. Or make them. It's probably the better way to do it. Dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Why do we get the daggers? Because Vax'ildan apparently has clearly blessed this rogue of mine. Wait. Yeah, that's the right way. Because this character's stealth is so insanely high And I don't know how. I had gone the wrong way. Dag nabbit. Whoa. Whoops. I can take care of that. What don't I have figured out yet? Start with those first. I'm a cat, so that's not really an issue, right? Human heart? It's kind of a weird thing to try and consider once you're actually playing this. Wow, I have a lot of crap here, don't I? What's something that's relatively... That'll work. I can find snowberries anywhere. I've just done it again, didn't I? Yes, I did. At least I remembered that time. Whee! And of course, going back is always easier than the way you came in. What the... Yes, I did kind of panic fire some of that. It was not intended, but... Oops. I just gotta get outside, dag nabbit. Really? Still too much? Not anymore. This way. So, yeah, that was...
Where'd you come from?
How are there people that I missed on the way in? And stay down. Now that I have that warhammer.
Done and done.
That was kind of weak. I mean, honestly, that was a bit weak. Really? And yes, I know I'm going to be moving a little slow, but I do have particular reason for doing what I just did. So just bear with me, folks. I just got to get outside. Folks probably have a pretty good idea as to why at this point. And if you don't, well, once we get outside, I'll show you. Well, that kind of moved me forward a little faster. Not a whole lot, but... Oh yeah, I completely forgot. We have all our links up now, so... It's one of the easiest ways to find us pretty much anywhere. Oh, whoops. That's already set. There's my horse. My horse is amazing. Dag nabbit, Chewy. You ended up getting that song stuck in my head years ago. And I still can't get rid of it. Not that he has any idea that I just blamed him for it, as, to my knowledge, I think he's probably streaming right now. And we're on for another hour, roughly. So that's always cool. Yeah, we'll be here until Critical Role's Western role-playing game show has their finale at 9 o'clock tonight, Central Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. We will be hosting that here. Folks are welcome to join us to watch it here, or go over and watch it on their channel. I have no problem whatsoever with folks going elsewhere. Those, I have special places for those. Those I want to hold on to. Those I'm definitely holding on to. Those can go. I need to pick up one of my crossbows just in case. And all the daggers, of course, are picked up for Vaxeldon, played by Liam O'Brien, who is a voice actor and voice director as well. Hold on to that one. Those can all go. Have no use for the iron arrows whatsoever at this point. That can wait. Those stay with me for now. We'll come back for the long hammer eventually. That's cool. I'm one of those who, if it's possible, I'll find a way to add enchantments to stuff. That's why I've actually been holding back on a lot of stuff lately, because I can't really max my capabilities until I can double enchant things. And then I'll set up either a full set of Daedric or ebony armor with everything double enchanted, and just max everything out. Which is weird, because when I'm playing D&D, I'm not one of those who looks to min-max my character. When I'm playing D&D, it's I do everything entirely based on the story being told and the type of character, type of role I'm trying to fill. I also have a tendency to like to be rather non-traditional in most cases. People are probably wondering, why are you putting those away? Because clearly I've got plenty of healing stuff. And since especially lately, I haven't really had to use many potions. I guess that's the whole rogue thing, huh? Oh, I should hold on to that one. Ah, okay. So it's, yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. Wait, it's all of them. Yeah, that one stays. That'll go. All of these will go. Forgot it has to be at a 6. Ugh. I hate when that happens. That'll be great for carrying stuff, so I'll hold on to that one too. Now the game's like, you're going through a lot of stuff, and I don't know, maybe I'm lagging it. Hopefully by Saturday things will be moving faster. And we'll be able to, by the end of the year, fingers crossed, we'll be able to start bringing in additional options by being able to connect the PlayStation 3 up to the computer and run our games that way. Which means we will be bringing in a full Assassin's Creed series, starting with the first game and running all the way up through, or all the way up to AC4 Black Flag, if folks would be interested in something like that. No, that has to go to a very specific house. And this is me just putting all this stuff away. So, I'm kind of ignoring what's actually on the screen currently because I don't really have to pay a whole lot of attention when I'm just putting all of this away. We're at 2,600 gold already? I should check to see if I've, like, ditched a bunch of gold somewhere. Which is actually quite possible. That'd be funny if there was a thing, like, just full of gold, and I completely forgot that I'd put the gold there. This is always the slowest and most boring parts. Is when going through and having to deal with your inventory stuff. Especially when you're at the point like I am where you don't really need any of this stuff. It's more force of habit at this point. Although technically some of my issue is the whole, well, we have certain collections we gotta fill. Cabbages and ale and mushrooms and well, I've got more than enough books, but I still grab what I can when I can. Oh yeah, I could have just dropped a bunch of books, couldn't I? There we go. we're almost done with the ingredients, so please just bear with us, folks. I know this part is boring as hell. But in the meantime, we are working on our not just one shot. We've got the campaign setting guide we're working on, filling in information for the continent of Deshelak and the two kingdoms there, the kingdom of Springfield, and the island nation of Zavalom, sorry. Xavyllom. Granted, most of these titles and names for locations within the game, within our setting guide at least, are still mostly placeholder. We have come up with at least one new race. A bunch of homebrewed items. Some homebrewed monsters. So, a lot of it is us trying to I already have that spell. Nice. I mean, I thought I did, but I wasn't entirely sure if it was the same spell or not. I don't mess with those, just because it has a tendency to get a little more difficult than anything else. So, as far as being able to upgrade my weapons and that kind of thing, be able to do that too shortly. I don't know why it's not just clicking these faster for me. It's like it's almost like it's not registering the press of the button in some cases. Maybe I'm just moving faster than the game. I doubt it. We'll be back to the action here very shortly, folks. Luckily, oh wow, look, we're down to 202 pounds. There we go. That's me having dropped off everything. We're at 199 pounds. Well, not dropped off everything. There are certain weapons that I tend to keep with me. Once I can forge and enchant some additional stuff moving forward, then a lot of the stuff that I've done so far is going to be changing. Whether it's armor, weapons, etc. I do love the look of this, though. Especially right there, that pinpoint of light on the eyes, and that's all you can see. That would be really intimidating, wouldn't it? So, where do we want to go here? I mean, I'm pretty much open to anything. If there's anywhere in particular, forgotten. Why is that not? Why does that not say cleared? I don't know. I forgot. Bad joke? Yeah, probably. Thanks, Carl. Oh, that's what this is. I need arrows first. Huh. I'll come back to that later. I'm not worried about that. What I do need to do... Okay. What I'm going to do first here... Okay, that's better. I was like, where the heck... First, I'm going to go here and drop something off. No. Pick something up. I need as much firewood as I can get a hold of real quick so I can forge up some quick arrows. And while I'm here, I figure I might as well drop off all the cabbages so we can get a current tally as to what we're up to at that point. Do want to thank everyone for joining us for the insanity that exploration of this place tends to end up causing as things progress, especially when with the quests. 916. Wow. 941. 941 cabbages. We're getting a screenshot of that. And that is going up on Twitter, tagging Brian W. Foster.
I think we may have
I'll probably sit there and be like, why is this stupid joke still going? Out here, there should be an axe and a place for me to cut firewood. I think. I hope. Okay, that's where I can cut the firewood. Now I just need to go find my axe, which should be in the basement, I think. Yeah, this is a place where I keep mispronouncing the name and referring to... Oh. Whoops.
I knew I heard something. I knew I heard something.
Got one arrow left. Anybody here? That worked out nicely. That worked out beautifully, actually. Take all the firewood here. There we go. And we'll run out here and we'll chop some wood for a bit. If there's anything anybody would like to talk about or whatever, well, we're here. I know that in terms of the one shot we have coming up, one of the biggest issues that I'm currently having is drawing out the maps. Once the maps are done, I will need to go over those with like GIMP for proper painting and that kind of thing. However, I'm still very new to attempting to do this kind of art. So, that makes things a little unusual for me. For those who may have seen the cover, well, at least the placeholder cover for the one shot coming up, that was done using GIMP and Bob Ross techniques, actually. Which, if he's on and we're not on and Critical Role isn't on, we do have a tendency to host his channel because it's nice and calming to sit there and just kind of watch Bob paint and listen to him talk. And since we were told that we tend to have an ASMR quality in a lot of cases for most of our streams, that since folks seem to enjoy that calming relaxation, that it might be a good idea to go ahead and host somebody who's one of the best at that. Of course, that's one of the reasons why I'm considering doing a can't really call it an audiobook because it's just a short story, but we are looking at, if folks would actually be interested, we are looking at doing a recording. Might not necessarily be a video, but it would be a recording of me reading a short story. All credit to the proper writer, Jim Butcher. It was one he had released online. And I just want to kind of see if I can actually read through it properly, for one thing. I've had issues with reading and writing for a couple of years, and luckily this role-playing game is the writing of the one-shot has been helping a lot with, I guess, reconnecting whatever synapses were broken in my brain or whatnot. And things are getting better, but it takes time. So if I were to do a recording of the audiobook or of that short story, it would be first released on our Patreon page, and depending on how well received it is there, maybe we'll post it out to the rest of the public. I mean, before I even attempt something like that, I would need to attempt to get a message to Jim Butcher and make sure that I'm not, upsetting anybody. But, I mean, it's not like I'd be taking James Marster's place in reading those audiobooks, because that dude is phenomenal. And for those who may recognize the name but not sure where, he's probably best known as Spike from Buffy. He reads the audiobooks for the Dresden Files and does an amazing job. However, if I do read the short story as just a bonus, it would be a bonus that gets put up. It is not... it would be something that all patrons would have access to, just like the 2 games that we have on there now. Both of those are free. They will also get like early access to things like the one shot that will be put out. Patrons, depending on patron level, of course. Depending on the product that gets put out. I mean, the one-shot would be something that would be relatively inexpensive in the first place, just to kind of help get our name out. So because of that, patrons will have access to that one-shot when it is published. That will be part of your patronage, as would the audio reading. Other products moving forward, depending on the amount of work that goes into them, and materials, and things like actually printing out, publishing, and shipping different items. Those also would there might be like a discounted version on the Patreon, or a special discount code that's given just to the patrons, because all of this moving forward is intended to help build a stronger community where folks can chill and relax and just sit and talk without quite so much of the insistence on division. I mean, we're all human beings. As long as we remember we're all human beings, then the rest of the stuff is just kind of excuses. If you really think about it, I don't want to get to know somebody because I don't like what I think they stand for. Meanwhile, maybe they're just some average person who's just like, hey, just like you, I'm going through a lot of the same things. And unfortunately, there are a lot of assumptions made about various people due to... I'll go with steel. Yeah, I'm actually going to have to go up and get some of those ingots that I had dropped off. Or actually... Huh. I did not realize I'd put that there. So yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of plans, and unfortunately, being a small and independent company who's starting from zero, quite literally zero, we've come further than I would have expected in a year, and for that I am very grateful. That is entirely due to folks out there like Andres, aka Alex. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, feel free to smack me. And Bay, who was in earlier, had some internet issues, so they'd had to head out. But both of those folks have joined us for as patrons, and as such, they are they're just about as responsible for us being able to bring you all out there. Not only the tabletop games and stuff that we've been working on, but these moments for entertainment. Because our digital entertainment is basically our breaks from work, and with migraines that are caused by reading and writing, and our work being tabletop games, that means often needing very specific and sometimes lengthy breaks just to be able to get everything done. And in doing so, that means one of the best ways of relaxing is jumping into a video game like this and...
Papa, you're home.
Howdy. I I can't right now. I'm sorry. And for most of our viewers who have been around for a while, you've probably noticed that that is, I believe, the only time I've told them I can't right now.
Did you need something, Papa?
I do. I need arrows, and I need them badly. And if I can get the right arrows. See, what would I need for... Is it orcalsum for orcish? I'm not going for the ores right now. Is this also the wrong house? Did I do it again? No, I didn't. This is where I wanted to be. I know I'm carrying too much to run. That's not even the issue right now. Oh, one of the girls is in there using the sword dummy. Wait. I need moonstone for that? That'll help. I'd completely forgotten that. That works for me. That works quite well for me. Okay, I need to check my skills real quick. I forgot that I had already made it up to the Daedric, or the Ebony forging. Almost. Getting close on that one too. Say what now? There we go. 600 and... Wow. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we've got more arrows than I'm gonna need for a while. But better to have and not need than need and not have, right? Ebony is damage 20. Orcish is damage 12. Dag nabbit. That's much better. What the? What was that? No, I don't want to. No. Stop. I want the arrow, not the clay. Not that there's anything wrong with Caduceus clay. Okay, I think that other arrow is... Nope, there it is. Okay, let's see just what this is capable of then.
Who's there?
Whoa, that's a lot of damage on a mammoth. Without a critical hit? Oh yeah. Alright, big boy, keep running. Yeah, I'm liking those ebony arrows. Absolutely. Let's see. There it is. Run over here to Rift in for a minute. So yeah, we've got some definite plans for the future. We've got hopefully we'll be able to before too long upgrade things to the point where we'll be able to actually sit down at a table similar to, say, Critical Role in a way. As far as the whole seeing folks actually sitting at a table and playing board games, tabletop role-playing games, any of that kind of thing. Card games. Sketch work. Painting, even. I mean, there's a lot that goes into everything that we do, and it's kind of hard to show, to really show everybody when we're limited to this spot right in front of this camera currently. We will be making things a bit easier on that moving forward.
Me? I call them treasures.
Okay. Nope. You're not getting any of those. sell him that one. I completely forgot that I should have dropped the rest of this stuff off. Oops. No. Just to get rid of those. Oh, yeah, I could have made Stallroom arrows too. I don't really need anything else from him. I do need to jump back over to Markarth in order to get the house decorated. So we'll just do that real quick. I know we won't be able to get all of it because we don't have the cash yet. But I figured this should help kind of cover how all that plays out.
I'm gonna be a silversmith one day, like my mother and father.
And let's see. Considering the time, we'll likely end up having to call this before too much longer.
I know you're kind.
However, in addition to that, we will be able to do a few other additional things on the next one. I'll see what I can do about getting something working where I can get a map up, or at least a list up that tells me where to find the various stones of Baron Zaya, and we can go on a hunt for just those, because that's a quest that'll take us all over Skyrim.
Heard that college heard about you.
Good to see you. Finally, I'll be glad to. And of course, now, what would you like to purchase?
Let's go entrance hall.
I'll make the arrangements. The next time you visit your, I'll be glad to help you. There are many ways to improve your home.
I know I had at least 2,600 before.
And of course, don't. Now, what would you like to purchase? Very well. I'll make the arrangements. The next, I'll be glad. And of course, now, what would you like to purchase?
I'll get these taken care of first.
Very well. I'll make the arrangements. I'll be glad. And of course,
I don't think I have enough,
what would
but
you
I
like to
figure might as
purchase?
well check.
I'm sorry,
Figured.
but you don't
Oh,
seem
I
to
can
have
still
enough
get a
gold
quest
to
from
pay
him
for
though,
that.
and
Yes, I
make
had it
another
called.
quick
The
little bit of
Jarl
money.
has put out a bounty on the dragon that's been terrorizing the countryside.
A dragon?
Here,
Got
take
it.
a look at this decree for details. I should.
I'll gladly go after a dragon. We can do that before we call this. Weird how I think the last Skyrim stream we had ended up actually facing like 3 in one stream, and this is one that we haven't had to face a single one yet. Okay, where? Question is, where's the crater? Nope. It'd be down here. Oh, there it is. That dragon head and the arrow kind of looked about the same, so when they were on top of, when the arrow was on top of it, it was like, oh, I'm supposed to go there. I remember killing this one. I mean, I'm sure there's another one back, but... Oh, because he's down there. Whoops.
Where you come from?
Another shot, and then switch. Why did I switch? Because Frost Dragon means they have resistance to frost. Dag nabbit. Yikes. I don't really have to worry about it, do I? No, not really. Did I just launch that arrow right down his throat when he was shooting at me? Or breathing at me? Shouting at me, whatever it is. That's it? Well, that's another 300 gold. And there's another one? I lost him. Come on, dragon. Come on. What, are you scared? Sure. I mean, that seemed a little weak to me. Then another dragon shows up, flies over, and books it. Maybe it was the fact that I had absolutely no fear of him. I mean, dragons kind of like the intimidation factor. When somebody's not afraid of them, then kind of makes them wonder, what kind of power does that thing have? Or are they just, you know, ignorant? The thing to remember, especially nowadays with definitions and that kind of thing changing on people without warning, ignorance, it does not mean stupidity. Ignorance is just a lack of knowledge. Now, knowing actual facts and willfully speaking out against them, that would be stupidity. Willful ignorance is not the same as ignorance. Just something to keep in mind. It's one of the reasons why I have a tendency to not get offended when I realize that there are things that I am entirely ignorant about. Can always learn something new on a daily basis. So, as such, it's always good to kind of keep that in mind, you know? Glad things have been picking up for us over here on Twitch, and as well as over on Facebook, at least at the start of things.
What do you want, cat?
Cat food, because I'm a cat. I mean, that should be obvious. Got any cabbages? Well, let's get this taken care of first. And odds are they don't have any cabbages.
Outsiders aren't trusted in Markarth. Best keep that in mind.
And legal figures.
Hands off.
Excuse me.
Yes, yes. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
How much?
I'll be glad. And of course, now, what would you like to purchase? Very well. I'll make the arrangements. The
And we'll
next
get
time
the
you visit your house, your new
we'll get
furnishings
the
will be
bedroom taken
yours.
care of on the last one.
I
Or
should get back to
during
work.
our next run,
Money doesn't count itself.
while we're trying for the Stones of Baranzaya. Is it Baranzaya or Berenzia?
Don't bother with Tacitus.
I'm also the kind of person who would sit there and be like, I know it's one or the other, and I think it's this one, and then say the wrong one every time. Guess the easiest way to do it would just be like the fancy gems. Whoa. Okay, so due to time and us starting to run a little short here, I'm going to jump over here to Winstead. Drop off the cabbages that I know I'm carrying. There we go. Yeah, there's one of the feats that we have for our campaign setting guide is experienced. EGGSPERIENCED. It gives the character proficiency with eggs and egg-shaped items. 1 cabbage. I did that for 1 cabbage, really. A 1,000 more cabbages, and that'll be the year that Columbus sailed. It's kind of a scary thought. And that is a lot of cabbages. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll head back to Lakeview for the usual dropping stuff off. And our usual sitting down with a nice view over the lake toward Bleak Falls Barrow. Thank you, Set. However, we are kind of running toward the end of our stream here, unfortunately. Especially with Undeadwood starting in like 9 minutes, I think. I mean, their pre-show run. But we do appreciate every hosting and all of that. We are definitely working toward trying to make things as worthwhile for folks as possible for the times when we're on the air, and at the same time working very hard to try and make sure that we provide the best quality products for the stuff that we do off the air. I'm going to put those away. Because, wait. Yeah. Keep that. I need to keep that. Okay. Just making sure that most of this is still as we had left it. I hadn't picked up any more books. Forgot how much weight those things had. Oh, we only need 300 more gold. That's not bad at all. And then we'll have the last house done. Very nice. That works out very nicely, doesn't it? And we should have our one. I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, which is one of the reasons why we were looking at recording or airing the one shot sometime toward the end of the month, preferably after Thanksgiving if possible. But scheduling, it depends on that, and I completely understand that. But hopefully, with playtesting and artwork getting done, and the writing and research required for the last chapter of that one shot, we are hoping that it will be ready and available for folks by Christmas, so that hopefully we should be able to start getting some additional stuff out to folks once a month. That's a tentative thing. It depends on health and all kinds of other factors, but that's what we're gonna cross our fingers and hope for. We do hope folks will join us for the journey moving forward as well. This is 3:45 for those following along. Yikes, I got about 5 minutes. Okay, so that's that. Let me do... There we go. Had to get the right screen up. I do want to say thank you all for joining us so far. I am going to see what I can do about possibly getting in a little, at least a short Insomnia Squad tonight, if folks would like to join us for that. It will be after Undeadwood ends. That's about a 2-hour thing, roughly. So as far as that goes, yeah. Once Undeadwood is over and dinner has been dealt with, we will see about possibly coming on the air. I don't think it's going to be Skyrim, though. Just because take a little break from things and see what else we have available. We have other games like Guts and Glory, which I actually have tried like once so far. Just to make sure that the controls worked the way I was hoping they would. So we could give that a try. That would be one that we haven't done at all. I've seen the game. Chewy over at the Mana Pool has done it, and it's a very, very interesting and unusual game. Can be a lot of fun. Can be very frustrating too, from what I've seen. So we might try that. We might just do some Broforce. I don't know. It kind of depends on how we're feeling tonight. But we are keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that we will be able to um, uh, continue on with some sort of Insomnia Squad show tonight. Um, but again, that's all very dependent on health, on exhaustion levels, and how much work we can get done while Undeadwood is on. Because we have a tendency to work while watching stuff, and that has a tendency to help. But maybe if folks would even be interested, and feel free to just let us know either in chat or over on Facebook, Discord, wherever you might happen to be. Let us know if you might be interested in even just all sit and work and chat with folks. And all depends on how things want to go. But in the meantime, I do want to say thank you all for joining us and being willing to put up with some of the insanity and crazy antics I tend to get up to during games. So in the meantime, cool. Much appreciated for everyone who stops in and watches, no matter where you might be. I can understand that, and I have no problem at all with folks not being able to having things come up. I mean, we love it when folks can join us for some craziness, whether we're on air or not. Keep in mind, we stay in chat whether folks are here, whether we're showing anything or not. It's just how we are able to try and stay here for our community while we get our other work done. So folks are welcome to stop over on twitch.tv/wolvesdengames, whether we're on the air or not, if you just want somebody to talk to. Our Discord is open to everybody. Links available. Feel free to ask if you need to, if it's something you'd be interested in. Other than that, I just want to say I do hope folks have a wonderful rest of the evening. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And we're going to switch over to hosting Critical Role's Undeadwood here in just a moment. I got to get Carl for our outro. But yeah, we do hope folks will be willing to join us for what we have coming up in the future as well. Anybody who might be interested in helping with that, we do have links for things like that. If you want to stay where you can chat with us at any point, or even jump in on some possible future games while we're streaming, that's available through our Discord. So yeah, let me go grab Carl real quick. We'll have to call it here, but we will be hosting Undeadwood. It is their finale. So after that, we have some work we got to get done, and then we will do our best to try and be on again this evening. Health and exhaustion level allowing, I guess, would be the best way to put that. So yeah, until next time, folks, which should be tomorrow. Let's see, not really sure exactly what time we have on the schedule. It'll be up when it comes up. I will make sure that I put notifications everywhere I can to try and let folks know. So until then, thank you for joining us, and we hope you can join us for the next one. I'm Garoy Lorkier, and I just want to say bye for now, folks. thank you all for joining us. Please give us a follow on twitch.tv/awolvesdengames. Long days and pleasant nights. Jate ka nade, or good night everyone.